found a tiny glowing fairy, and it opened up an incredible world of the unexpected to me. This mod truly pushes the boundaries of reason. It goes by the name Ghostworks, and when I first opened its CurseForge page, I thought this was going to be another dark fantasy mod with a few new weapons, some creepy mobs, maybe one boss. I was extremely wrong. Ghostworks combines adventure, magic, automation, boss progression, new structures, creatures, equipment, storage systems, and even an entirely new biome in the end. And somehow, all of these systems are connected. This isn't really a collection of random content. It is supposed to be one long progression path. So instead of opening creative mode and vomiting every item onto the floor, I want to understand how this thing is actually supposed to work. And everything starts with this, the Ghostworks Guide. And the very first character you're going to meet is Luma. Luma is a small Fae companion who follows the player and becomes the center of a surprisingly large quest system. Her requests split into 3 different paths: Balance, Hearth, and Wanderer. Following them sends you toward ruins, strange plants, forgotten characters, and eventually much larger pieces of the mod's story. And this already tells you what kind of mod Ghostworks wants to be. It doesn't just give you a crafting recipe and say, "Congratulations, you now possess magic." You actually have to discover where these systems come from. The Fae side of progression is based around pixie dust and magical wildlife.
And now tell us a little bit about the fairies.
You can eventually find 6 different types of small Fae, capture them inside something called a cursed jar, and bind one into a Fae core. And this is where the cute magical fairy system somehow becomes warehouse management. The Fae core powers an entire storage network. You can connect up to 4 inventory relays, and those relays can access up to 8 external inventories. But the interesting part is that Ghostworks doesn't teleport everything into one giant magical chest. Your items remain inside the original containers. The core simply gives you one searchable interface for all of them. You can search by item name, scroll through the combined inventory, move items around, and there's even an integrated 3x3 crafting grid. With JEI installed, it can apparently pull ingredients directly from connected storage for crafting. So we have officially captured a magical forest creature and forced it to become applied energistics. I'm sure Luma is very proud of us. But the Fae are only half of Ghostworks, because the other progression path is much less wholesome. The curse. Ghostworks has an entire processing chain built around cursed materials. You collect cursed dust, then build a proper cursed incinerator. And this isn't just another furnace-shaped cube. The incinerator is a formed multi-block with separate item, lava, and output ports. Its job is to produce cursed carbon. And cursed carbon becomes one of the foundations for the rest of the mod.
And what actually happens after that?
From there, you can build the cursed diamond press. Feed it cursed carbon, TNT, and flint, and the machine physically compresses the materials into cursed diamonds. Apparently, regular diamonds just aren't good enough for this mod dev. And once you start producing these materials, the workshop gets ridiculous. There's a cursed evaporator for purification, a dedicated cursed forge for special equipment, a quarry for automatic resource extraction, a sawmill, a grinder, a furnace, a soak basin, an experience bottling machine, an element extractor, mob processing equipment, traps, farming systems. This is no longer a wizard's hut. This is something way bigger. And the processing isn't completely separate from the adventure side either. The curse has consequences. Carrying certain forms of power can increase something called curse pressure, and nearby threats can actually respond to that burden. The strongest equipment is tied into exploration, processing, combat, and rituals, and you eventually have a choice between leaning into the cursed materials or purifying them toward holy equipment instead. So Ghostworks effectively gives you multiple visual and mechanical equipment paths. There are complete cursed tool and armor sets, complete holy sets, a shield of divinity, leaf and sun petal equipment from the Fae side, and starlight pixie armor, which has possibly the most important ability in any Minecraft mod. Wear the complete set and you can fly. Actual flight, not slow falling. And then we get to the weapons, because apparently normal swords were also considered insufficient. There's Sandai Katetsu, the Demon Slayer sword, the Blade of Greed, the Sentinel sword, the Moon Eater staff, the Colossal Root hammer, several specialized bows, And some of them actually have progression tied to combat and rituals. Sandai Katetsu, for example, isn't just sitting inside a chest somewhere. Its path involves feeding a holy sword through a combat ritual using the cursed pedestal. The Demon Slayer sword is restored from the remains of its fallen wielder. And different bosses unlock equipment connected to their identities, which finally brings us to the part of this mod that originally caught my attention.
The bosses.
Ghostworks has a lot of them.
We literally dug into the jar file code just to show you the boss locations, since the dev hid them on purpose to make it more interesting.
And these aren't just vanilla mobs scaled to 12 blocks tall with 40,000 health. The mod describes them as actual encounters with custom models, animations, arenas, and progression consequences. The Sentinel Overlord waits inside the overgrown ruined castle. The Cursed King lives inside the enormous tree library. The Moon Eater is underneath a huge mountain arena and has armor that needs to be broken during the fight. There is the Demon Slayer, the Swarm Blossom Colossus, and even a sealed final encounter connected to the larger story. The Cursed King is especially ridiculous. Its arena is part of a library built through a colossal tree, and the fight has 3 escalating phases involving environmental attacks, living roots, owls, and effects that shake the entire archive. And defeated bosses aren't necessarily gone forever. Ghostworks has actual boss revival rituals. You can construct ritual corners around an offering chest and sacrifice resources like revival ether, pixie dust, a nether star, and boss-specific materials to call certain guardians back, which is useful because many of their rewards are important, and also because apparently killing a giant cursed monstrosity once wasn't traumatic enough. Exploration is another surprisingly huge part of the mod. The overgrown ruined castle isn't just a building, it includes gardens and environmental placement. Then there's the tree library, Moon Eater Mountain, Fey Ruins, Corgi Hollow, various buried encounters.
Don't forget about all the different characters.
Yeah, Victor, plus those roaming characters too, new village residents, and supernatural trails that can lead you toward discoveries. There's even a boss finder compass for tracking bosses you've already discovered, and hunter's chalk that lets you place private named waypoints in the world. I really like that, because a mod this large can very easily become open the wiki and follow 12 pages of instructions. Ghostworks instead includes its own guide with articles, progression information, search, bookmarks, lore, and discovered entries. So ideally, you're learning the mod inside Minecraft. And then, for absolutely no reason, Ghostworks also decides that the end isn't pretty enough. It adds an entire biome called the Chorus Garden. Instead of normal endstone, the surface uses void soil, and giant hollow chorus willows grow across the landscape with huge directional branches, translucent flowering leaves, and hanging vines. There are grasses, flowers, reeds, and other sights and attractions you can find out there. Even tiny mushling homes built inside some naturally generated trees. These homes can contain entire end mushling families. They have proper interiors, furniture, lighting, decorations, and loot. And because the game apparently wasn't magical enough yet, one of the things you can find is reverse chorus fruit. Normal chorus fruit teleports you unpredictably around the area. Reverse chorus fruit searches for a safe location above you, and if it can't find one, it can give you a slow falling lift instead.
Finally, the chorus fruit realizes that there are actually 2 directions.
The hollow chorus wood itself also gets an absurdly complete building set. Planks, stairs, slabs, doors. This one tree has a larger furniture catalog than vanilla Minecraft. I'm definitely not listing them all, so I'll just show you on screen. And the new biome isn't isolated from the rest of the mod either. There are special end plants with actual functions, end mushlings, building materials, loot, and its generation is designed to coexist with other biome mods instead of simply replacing their end content. Then there are all the smaller creatures, Fey foxes.
Stop. Let's not list them all. Let's just show them.
Okay, Victor. And an entire collection of deeply unpleasant cursed spiders. There is a spider called the Gravebow Skitterfiend. I don't know what it does yet. I just know I don't want it anywhere near my house. Some creatures are simple wildlife. Others are linked directly to progression. Wreckfin squids, for example, can hunt occupied boats and charge them hard enough to wreck the vessel. There are contract characters that give collection tasks. Goblins can hide strange item interactions. And there's even a reusable cursed crow familiar with 10 lives that temporarily fights for you. You can restore those lives by offering kills through a cursed pedestal. Completely normal bird ownership. And somehow, we still haven't discussed the corgis. Ghostworks has an entire landmark called Corgi Hollow.
Are you serious right now? Corgi?
Yeah, it generates as a protected sanctuary with a pond, waterfall, gardens, paths, toys, ruins, decorations, and its own ecosystem. Inside are Atlas and Rio. Normally they're peaceful, but if you challenge them, they become a coordinated boss encounter. Except apparently the fight is non-lethal. They guard each other, dash across the arena, leap, run around, interact with the environment, and behave differently on land and in water. And once you're finished, they go back to playing. There are even unique rewards, plushies, a trophy, a music disc, and a challenge tied to the encounter. And that one feature kinda summarizes what surprises me about Ghostworks. It has cursed industrial processing, magical storage networks, boss rituals, and then someone apparently said, "You know what this desperately needs? 2 corgis." And they were correct. Normally when a mod tries to do this many things, I expect every system to feel disconnected. One machine from a tech mod, one mob from an adventure mod, one magic item, one biome, and nothing really explains why any of them exist together. Ghostworks is at least trying to avoid that. The Fae lead into their own resources and equipment.
The curse leads into machines, processing, and dangerous gear.
Bosses unlock weapons and materials. Exploration reveals more of the story, and the guide slowly exposes the systems you're supposed to understand. So I don't think Ghostworks is really a mod you install because you want one specific item. It's the kind of mod you install because you want another progression system living alongside Minecraft itself. And considering this project was created only about a month ago, the amount of content already inside it is slightly terrifying. There are things here I haven't even properly tested yet, and whatever horrible thing the sealed final confrontation is hiding. Which means I probably shouldn't treat this as one video. This was basically the tour. Ghostworks is weird, enormous, and far more ambitious than I expected, and I really want to see where it goes next.